organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Munchkins are on the way. Dunkin' Donuts is coming to the area, but you have to wait a few more months to get it. We'll tell you more.
And Reynolds for Senator, find out if Iowa's Lieutenant Governor will make a Senate run.
And in sports,
an exclusive interview with me, Eric May.
All that and much more is coming your way next.
Your Wednesday edition of Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Wednesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Brad Maxwell.
And I'm Iowan Simic. After a public meeting on Tuesday night, people who oppose the proposed Johnson County Justice Center say the revised cost of the center is still too high. Opponents also said changes in the plans are insufficient. The original proposal for the center received 56% of the vote in November of 2012. The proposal failed because it did not meet the required 60% of yes votes to pass. The new proposal trimmed $3.3 million from the bond referendum after downsizing the proposal. Alexei Gertovoy, a local activist, told the Daily Iowan he doesn't support the proposed center, saying, quote, "The sheriff and other county officials went on record just minutes after the proposal failed in November and said they were going to bring it back again. They are trying to convince us they were right all along," end quote. For more on this story, pick up Wednesday's edition of Daily Iowan or head over to dailyiowan.com.
And Iowa Lieutenant Governor Kim Reynolds said Tuesday that she will not run for a U.S. Senate seat in 2014. Instead, Reynolds plans to seek a statewide office of her own. But before that, she wants to complete her work with Governor Terry Branstad. Reynolds told the Associated Press, quote, "I'm not ready to step out. I'm just not ready to leave what I'm doing. I'm not ready to walk away from the things I've not yet finished." Some of those things include Branstad's goals to reduce commercial property taxes and remold the state teachers' pay structure. A longer-term goal is to create 200,000 more jobs in the state by 2015. Reynolds was elected as lieutenant governor in 2010. Well, Giovanna, looking outside today, bright sunshine, it looked like a nice day, but it was a little colder out than you expect.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice out, but I did have to wear a light coat with me.
Right. And with that, we'll toss it over to our Logan Edwards for a look at your weather forecast. Logan?
As you can see, today was a great day to be outside with temps in the mid-50s and clear skies. And tomorrow we'll be enjoying the sun once again with a high of 59, and it's only going to get warmer as the week continues. Stay tuned for more weather.
Thanks, Logan. The Iowa City Police Citizens Review Board held its annual forum Tuesday night where they addressed the community's concerns and questions about police procedures and practices. The meeting was held at the Iowa City Public Library. During the meeting, review board members addressed the community's concerns ranging from police treatment of service dogs, which has been a recurring topic from previous years, to concerns on how the board deals with some citizens being too intimidated to make complaints. Board Chairman Joseph Triol emphasized the importance of the meeting.
It's important to get input from the public, to give them a chance to voice whether they think we're doing our job correctly, whether the police are doing their job correctly, whether we're effective or not.
Some residents brought up concerns about the board not having discipline power. However, Triol said, quote, "I also don't think we should forget the power of just having a citizen's voice," end quote. Triol stressed the review board's power in acknowledging when the citizens' expectations are being violated by Iowa City police officials. And still to come on Daily Iowan TV, find out if Facebook is one step closer to calling Iowa one of its new homes.
And in sports, an update on everything you need from Hawkeye football spring practice.
But first, let's toss it back over to Logan Edwards for a look at your extended forecast. Logan, can we expect more sunshine for the rest of the week?
Thanks, guys. Well, like we saw earlier, Wednesday was just a taste of the nice weather to come. So let's take a look at the rest of the week. Friday, we will kick off the weekend right with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 46. We'll have similar temperatures on Saturday with partly cloudy skies. On Sunday, we can expect a high of 75 degrees and a low of 53. And on Monday, we will have a high of 81 degrees, 54 being the low with sunny skies. And on Tuesday, those low 80 temps will stick around, but we'll see a few clouds added into the mix. That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for that, Logan. Well, Munchkins will be coming to a store near you. Dunkin' Donuts will be bringing their famous coffee and donuts to Coralville this summer. Construction on the store began last week. According to a press release, the donut shop will be put up at 604 2nd Street and will open its doors later this summer. The company is currently interviewing for shift manager and crew member positions. Andrea Farley, a managing partner of Eastern Iowa Food Service, told the Daily Iowan, quote, "I am proud to bring the Dunkin' Donuts name and its famous coffee to this part of Iowa and to introduce people to new all-day food items that take Dunkin' Donuts beyond a cup of coffee," end quote. The company plans to open 3 new stores in Eastern Iowa this year and a total of 12 new stores over the next 6 years.
Facebook officially has its foot in Iowa's door. Economic development officials approved tax credits for Facebook on Tuesday to build a data center in Altoona, a suburb of Des Moines. The center would cost close to $300 million. The Iowa Economic Development Authority Board approved $18 million in tax credits for the project. The center would provide 31 permanent jobs and hundreds of construction jobs. This project was kept under wraps for more than a year, but now in a written statement, Facebook officials are expressing their excitement. Jay Parikh, who is the Vice President of Infrastructure Engineering from Facebook, said, quote, "We're thrilled to become part of the Altoona community. Facebook's mission is to connect the world. Thanks to Iowa, we're building the global infrastructure to bring the next billion people online," end quote.
The construction of the UI's Children's Hospital is on schedule and on budget for spring of 2016. The project, which cost $292 million, will feature 13 floors along with a park-like landscape outside for children, doctors, and their families. The rooms are designed to be same-handed, meaning each room will be set up the same as opposed to being mirror images. The Iowa Board of Regents met on Wednesday to further discuss the plans for the newest addition to the hospital. For more on this story, you can check out Thursday's edition of the Daily Iowan.
An appeals court said Tuesday that the Iowa Board of Medicine unfairly disciplined a doctor at the University of Iowa for alcohol abuse. Wendy Smoker, an award-winning radiologist, had a disciplinary order filed against her in 2011. The Court of Appeals ruled Wednesday that the board conducted a, quote, "blatantly subpar investigation." The court also said the investigation found no evidence to support its claim that Smoker engaged in excessive alcohol use that impaired her ability to practice medicine. The court's decision overturns an order that Smoker be on probation for 5 years. Well, Brad, I'm sad that basketball season is over, so what can we look forward to next?
Well, we can look forward to some other Hawkeye great sports this spring, but we also have an exclusive interview with Eric May in our studio tonight. So with that, we'll toss over to Allie Wright for your exclusive interview. Allie?
Hello, and thanks for joining us once again in the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. We have a lot to get to tonight, including an interview with former Iowa basketball star Eric May. But first, let's toss things out to the Iowa football complex, where Kate Constable is standing by with an update on spring football. Kate?
Yes, spring football is in full swing with the annual spring game coming up. It's going to be a little bit different this year than it has been in previous years when it's a practice-type atmosphere. They're actually going to be playing a game this year. Now, Coach Phil Parker just said in his weekly press conference that he's very encouraged by his players this year and their experience coming in. Carl Davis and Nicola, he said, are playing some of the best football they've been playing so far. Greg Davis, on the other hand, talked about his quarterbacks. They have 3 prospects, but no one has really separated themselves from the pack yet, so they're going to be looking for that this weekend at the spring game.
We want guys that can make plays off schedule. When things break down, who can extend a play, who can make a play that's not exactly the way you draw it up. We want guys that will take care of the football. That'll be part of the evaluation. We're talking to them on a daily basis. Here's what happened in yesterday's practice. Here are your mental mistakes. Here are your explosive plays.
We now turn our attention from the gridiron to the hardwood as we welcome a guy who proved this season that he knows how to get to the rim and throw the ball down, Eric May. Eric, thanks for joining us tonight.
No problem.
So we'll get right to it. You started out your Hawkeye basketball career as an Iowa native, kind of coming into the program, thinking you're going to be the face of the program under Todd Licklider. Obviously, he didn't stick around your whole 4 years, and you finished your career under Fran McCaffrey. I guess, how did you adapt to the differences in the programs, and what did you do to motivate your teammates through those changes?
Coming in, it was really exciting for me from Dubuque, Iowa. be part of the Hawkeye program. And, you know, I was just excited to get started, and that first year was really brutal. I mean, I think football won more games than us, and that's, you don't want that to happen as a basketball player. You don't really hear the end of it. And so that wasn't enjoyable. You know, they made that change to Coach McCaffrey, and, you know, everything kind of started changing. Everything started clicking. Guys worked harder, and we knew we had to get in the gym, get things done, and we did it together. It was really interesting to see how hard everybody worked and how different the mindset was.
Right. So sort of moving to this season, you know, you started out really strong in non-conference play. You beat Iowa State for the first time in a while. And then once you went to the conference part of the season, you had 3 straight losses. I guess, what were the conversations like between you and players like Devin Marble, Aaron White, and how did you guys all work together to become stronger?
You know, we've always stayed together the whole year. And the start of our Big Ten season was brutal. I mean, there was, you know, it was 3, I think, ranked teams in a row. Big-time schools, and you know, we were right there, with the exception of Michigan. We were right there, so, you know, we just knew we had to stay together, stay with it. That was the biggest thing. It's a long season, and your game, you know, your year isn't going to be decided by those first 3 games. You know, that might help you, but that's not going to, you know, stop you from doing anything in the postseason.
Right, so looking ahead to the Big Ten tournament this year, you knew you had to beat Michigan State to make it to the NCAA tournament. You had the lead throughout most of the game, and it did slip away. After the game, how did you feel, and what did Coach McCaffrey say to you in the locker room afterwards?
That was hard game to, you know, to take. Just the fact that we were up the whole game, and you know what it meant for us to win that game, and we played so well, and then the last few minutes, I mean, you know, the reffing didn't help that game, didn't help taking the loss, but ultimately it was us, and we knew, you know, we let that slip away, and that was a huge opportunity, and that hurt for a while.
So I guess compare that feeling you had not being able to make it to the NCAA tournament your senior year, but compare that feeling to when you were in Virginia and realized you're going to be able to play your last few games in Madison Square Garden for the NAT tournament. How did that feel? Yeah,
that was unreal. You know, we hadn't done well on the road all year, so people kind of thought that was our Achilles heel, and to go to a school that won 19 straight at home and really take care of business, we beat them pretty solidly. I mean, the whole game we were in control, and you know, to do it with that team, you know, you look over the bench with 15, 20 seconds left and see everybody smiling. That was, you know, one of the best feelings I've had at Iowa, just to know we're going to New York and to keep playing basketball, you know, keep extending our season.
Right. So I guess now that you are graduated, what is your advice to the younger players? They're expected to do really well next year, so what's your advice to them?
Yeah, I wish I had another year, but my advice is, you know, for those guys to keep raising the bar. We've done it every year. We've kind of raised the standards every year, and I know these guys will do it. You know, they have higher expectations this year, and they're going to have to keep working to meet those expectations, and they will. But as long as they keep raising the expectation, raising the bar, and taking care of business, they'll be all right.
Right. Well, sort of taking a step back from basketball, what are you doing now that it is finished? Are you looking for a job? I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm graduating next month, so I guess what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I'm kind of in between because there's still options to play overseas. I'd like to do that if I can, put off working as long as possible. But if not, you know, I have an accounting degree at Iowa, so obviously at Iowa, but accounting degree, so we'll see, you know, if basketball doesn't work out, I'll be going to that field next year.
Great. Well, thanks so much for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it, and best of luck in the future. Right. Well, that's all we have for right now, but back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Allie. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Find out about changes in general education requirements when it comes to physical education.
And find out if the new True Blood Park coming to Iowa City is still on track for completion.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can check us out tomorrow at the same time or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching, and have a great night.